Yeah, we're on.
And then Andy actually told me yesterday he's got family Christmas tonight, so.
What? No. We all left ours.
We're ready to roll? Okay, I don't think we're going to have anybody here, so. Let's get it started. City of Washington Board of Adjustment is called to order. Call to roll call.
Lynn Montal,
Here.
Ardell Shellick,
Here.
Alan Whitworth,
Here.
Lloyd Meisner,
Here.
Susan Harms,
Here.
Sal Maniaci.
Here.
Okay, let's have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll call for a motion to approve the minutes of the November 6, 2017 meeting.
I'm
I'll
actually,
make a motion to accept the minutes.
Do I hear, do what?
Gina, did you guys get minutes from Gina?
No.
I don't know.
See, I thought I took them out of the packet. Gina's been out of the office.
Okay, so we don't have them?
Yeah, so you don't have them, so we will.
We'll approve them next time?
Next time we'll do
Okay.
this month's and last month's in one meeting, yeah, because.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
we can move on.
We're going to move on with file number 171204. And Sal, it's up to you.
All right, so this property, this is the Phase 2 of the Front Street Development TIF that was approved last February. We were aware of the townhomes that were going here. They submitted a preliminary plat that was approved by council actually just about 3 weeks ago. And although the plat did call out a 4-foot setback on it, we typically don't review setbacks on a preliminary plat. That's done as a building permit. So when the building plans came in, we realized that this property, and sorry, I'll back up as you can see on the screen. It's at the, let me get my laser pointer. It is at the corner of Front and Market where Front Street terminates. So it's this whole lot here, and as you can see on the TV here, the plan proposes 4 townhomes, similar that you'd see on Rhine River. He did state because of flood issues, the floodplain actually, I don't have a map here, but it does kind of move a little bit south. We haven't seen it across the tracks here, I don't think ever, but just the FEMA maps do show it going a little bit further south here. So whether it is plausible that it'll flood or not, you still have to get flood permits. So he built them up a little bit, and it'll be 2 stories. But because of the location in the downtown district, it is located in the C3 zoning. This is what this light blue is, all the way through downtown. It's a central business district. And typically in the C3 zoning, you are permitted to have what's called a 0 lot line, where you can share a wall with your neighbor. You don't have any setbacks. There is one caveat: when you're located next to a single-family residence, you have to have a 6-foot side yard setback. Which is what he has shown on future plans along Main Street. But along this lot, the lot in question tonight, he is showing 4 units, and I'll show you the plot plan here. In this last unit, this is lot 4, it'll be 8 Market Street. You can see they'll all be marked, they're kind of oddly shaped flag lots to get their addresses off Market. He shows on here a 4-foot setback. And talking to him, he mentioned that maybe it'd just be smartest to ask for a 0 setback, because that's what's typically shown in C3 in his zoning. And the reason for that being is if this resolution passed tonight for a 4-foot setback and his architect comes back and says, hey, we need another foot, we would have to start this process over. So we said, well, if you're asking for the variance, let's just get request down to 0, and that way that saves you if you have any adjustments in your plans later. So their engineers are confident they'll get that 4 feet, but just to be safe and to match what C3 typically is. I would say if any other zone district throughout town, we would tell them get it exact and ask for that variance. But because of the nature of downtown, we did recommend to the owner just to go that route. So they're showing that 4-foot setback. There'll be the driveway off of Market here, and then they did get Front Street vacated to have some front yards here on these units. So the only other thing I'll point out is that, typically, you don't see a request to go down to a 0 setback unless it's, there is some hardship, some detriment it's needed. Just because of the fact of getting too close to a neighboring home. I will point out on the aerial, and I'm sorry I don't have the topographic map on the computer, but I did print out and put it in your packet. The lot in question, this is at 505 is the elevation where the driveway will be coming in, and the neighboring home that will be most closely affected is at 522. So I will say there is some credence there that there is a significant topographical change between this lot and the subject property. So there will be kind of a natural buffer there between the two properties. So they are requesting for that variance to build closer to that property line. Now we did notify all the neighbors. I will say Andy asked me to pass along that he spoke to the Frankenbergs, who are the closest. And he said that there wasn't any significant issue, but again, we don't have that in writing from them, and obviously they're not here tonight to speak on their behalf, but he did ask me to pass that along. He told me yesterday he was sorry he couldn't be here. They had family Christmas, so got their dates mixed up. But that's all I have if you have any questions for me.
Will there be future developments down there require a variance in the setback as they go along, or?
On which lot? I mean,
No, in this entire development that he has going down there.
well, okay, so he has shown us a future phase of more townhomes along Main Street, yeah. That's not technically part of the TIF, that's outside the district, but he has submitted plans to us, or at least zoning plans to us, showing that he wants 6 units here. He has not requested that. He is aware that he needs a 6-foot side setback here, and we don't have any plans submitted, but he has told us that he is going to keep that 6-foot setback because of the fact that this neighboring house, the Wood House, is on the property line, and building up to the property line would be very close to this house. It's a different situation than what you see here because of the topographical change. If he were to build a 0 lot line here and come back for a variance, I would be a little bit more hesitant to say to recommend that, honestly, just because of the fact that these houses are all on the same elevation, and if you did a 0 setback here, it would be hugging that existing home. It's not necessarily like the situation here. So, long story short, to answer your question, he would need a variance if he would want to do this.
Who owns this house?
That's Ray Frankenberg.
Yeah, Frankenberg Sr.
Yeah.
But this line carries straight on through right south.
Yes.
And there's a little difference, but not that much, between like Olin Feed Store and Frank's house.
Yeah, on Main
It's a
Street
little
here.
higher, yeah.
So I would, and I think from what I've been told, I don't, unless he changes plans, he understands that, and he's going to keep the 6-foot setback on this property, but he's asking for the variance on this northern property. I can't guarantee that until we get building plans in, but that's what's been shown on the plat so far.
Okay. Any questions, Lloyd? Ellen?
No.
What?
I was waiting to hear concerns from the property owner, and,
I think they got that worked out.
yeah.
I talked to Ray a little bit about
Okay.
it. He seemed fine with it,
No further questions. We can
since I live
go
on.
ahead and read the
Resolution?
resolution.
All right. Whereas the board does find and determine that the property in question located at 8 Market Street is within the city limits of Washington and is located in a C3 Central Commercial Zoning District pursuant to the city's zoning ordinance. And whereas City Code Section 400.100 requires a side yard setback of at least 6 feet when building is adjoining a residential zone district. Whereas the applicant is requesting a variance from these requirements. Whereas under Section 475.040 of the Washington City Code, the Board of Adjustment has the following power relating to variations, or by reason of exceptional narrowness, shallowness, or shape of specific piece of property at the time of the original adoption of the regulations, or by reasons of exceptional topographical conditions or other extraordinary or exceptional situation or condition of a specific piece of property, which conditions are not generally prevalent in the neighborhood, the strict application of the area regulations of this title would result in peculiar or exceptional difficulties to or exceptional and undue hardship upon the owner of subject property. The board is hereby empowered to authorize upon an appeal of relating to such property a variation from such strict application so as to relieve such difficulties and hardships. Now therefore be it resolved that the request to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 0 feet for the proposed townhome located at 8 Market Street is hereby granted to provided that all other ordinances and regulations of the City of Washington are met. The city engineer is hereby directed to issue a building permit for such dwellings as described in accordance with the resolution of this decision. Ardell Schelick.
Yes.
Lloyd Miesner.
Yes.
Alan Whitworth.
Yes.
Susan Harms.
Yes.
Gwen Montal.
Yes.
By your vote, why you approve the variation? Any further business to come before the board?
That is all.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion. Seconded.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you guys for coming on this cold night.
To make it 4 feet,
What?
but if he,
Cold night
It's not
is
gonna
one
be
thing,
like
but
right
cold building is.
Yeah, cold, sorry, thank you for coming on a cold building.
to Ray, because when I heard about it, I'm like, at least it's
Not much anyway.
At least their hair is up here and there. But Betty goes, the only thing I'm worried about is if I sit out on my veranda.
Okay, I was wondering where, one I was gonna have to sign.
We may have some good views then, Betty.
I saw his prints on that
But I think
building
they were
when
gonna
he put up on that lot.
It's gonna be a beautiful
No, the one right, the one